So out east you can see some of the storm clouds still drifting away. To the west it is bright blue skies. And that's just happened in the last few hours. It's just getting really nice. And I did a bunch of video about the typhoon and all the rain coming in, and watched some of the video, and it was rather boring, so I'm not going to subject you to that. And I also thought I had a lot more about my apartment, but apparently I've been keeping that quiet. Well, I know I've been keeping that quiet in my social life, but even to my video camera. I make it a point not to talk about things until they're really settled, until they're under contract. Same way I feel about jobs in Osaka, and actually that's how I feel about relationships too. I talk a little bit about how things are going, or potential for apartments, jobs, whatever. But I do that very rarely, because if I talk to someone one week and then things change or something doesn't work out, then I have to explain it more the next week. So at school and in general, I've just been saying things are in process. But the apartment's no longer in process. It's done. I have a 23rd floor apartment in Osaka. Not in the middle of the city, but just off center. About 10 minutes from the loop line and from the subway. Real easy to get around. I did a video on it from the inside, first video from the inside. It's not bad, but the angles are off. You can't see anything. I was really tired that day. Ridiculously tired. And my words were terrible. My mind was clouded. My speech was equally clouded. It's not really worth watching, so I'm not going to show it. But yeah, just so you know, I have a new apartment in Osaka, and high up. It's near Osaka Castle. I really wanted one on the castle side because the view of the castle is beautiful, but they didn't have anyone open at the time that I was applying. When I did apply, I picked one that was higher up on the east side rather than the west side. And when I went back the second time for more paperwork, actually, second paperwork time, it must have been about the 5th time I had visited their offices. Then I asked again to see what else was open. I was going to see if I could change. And then they only had things on the 3rd, 6th, and 10th floors. And I knew some people who were on the 7th floor, and they said they had problems with a lot of dust. You'd hang your stuff out on the balcony, and it'd get all dusty, and so doing your laundry was kind of futile. You'd put things out till they dried, and then you'd have to take them right back in. They were still not all that clean. So 23rd floor, it's way up there. And I needed to do it. Timing was very important. I was buying a lot of stuff from someone who's moving out of the building, and he's moving out at the end of the month. So I'm buying his washing machine, his refrigerator, his stove, oven, couch, all sorts of things. So the major furnishings, and I got them all pretty cheap because he's leaving and just trying to get them off his hands. You have to pay to throw away things here, and it's better to get a little money for them, but give them to someone. So I checked into the apartment yesterday. We really finished all the paperwork, got all the banking stuff done. I was going to do that all last weekend, pay them and all, and they had told me I could do it all in a weekend. I told them, yeah, you can do all your paperwork, no problem. So I came in, they said, well, actually you can't pay us because the banks are closed today, and our other office that deals with all that is closed. So we'll just give you this big bill, and they gave me a bill that I got to take to a bank down here. I could pay my rent from Wakayama, which is pretty funny. But I brought in the receipt, the rest of the paperwork. So I have keys, I have an apartment. It's empty, it's been refinished, it's beautiful. It's on the east side, so I'll get morning sunshine. And right now the only thing in there is plastic curtains that they left hung up, and a couple pieces of paper that went in my mailbox. So basically nothing. And I may do some moving in tomorrow, bring some bedding, and generally things from around here that I don't need. Jeff will give me a ride up. Depends on how busy he is. I'll try and get in touch with him later. I've been trying to get in touch with him today. Yeah, but I had to move that. I had to make it so I had a place to move that stuff from Peter's and move stuff from mine. And timing was such an issue that I couldn't wait for a place on the other side. So, not overly disappointed. Still a nice place. It's got a good balcony. Railing on the balcony is really big, so I'm going to try and get I'm going to go find basically a bar height table and big bar stools with backs on them so that I can sit out on the patio and actually have a view. If it's a normal sized table, your head height is going to be at the railing, so yeah, get it nice and high and have a nice place to sit and hang out, maybe play Go. I know, it sounds so special. I'm excited about it. Yeah. I'll do another video in a couple minutes. More thoughts. More stuff. Let me collect my thoughts for that, though. Keep this one short.